Today, I want to start with short questions. They are from chapter of share capital transaction. These short questions are from section C of the workbook. Let us start. Give the types of company. Types of companies are classified on the basis of based on establishment, based on liability of members. In the above types of company, there are also various types within them. So, based on establishment, we go for further classification. Sub-classification is as follows: statutory company or corporations, registered companies. Registered companies are once again classified into private company and public company. Based on liability of members, the classification is as follows: company limited by shares, company limited by guarantee, unlimited company. All these classes of companies is being explained to you in theory discussion. So I don't go for detailed explanation of these various types of companies because it has been taken care of in theory sessions. Next. Explain oversubscription and undersubscription of shares. Oversubscription. Applications are received for more number of shares than shares issued for public subscription is called oversubscription. So company has issued prospectus and invited applications for shares to the company. The number of applications received are more than the number of shares that company intends to issue. That is known as oversubscription. In this case, company is not allowed to allot any extra shares than the issued capital. Now, whatever the number of shares company intends to issue and declared in prospectus, company cannot issue more number of shares as the applications received are more. As there is a more response of public, let us go for more shares. Company cannot do it. What is to be done? And the excess application received will be returned or in partial allotment adjusted against the allotment or coming calls. So excess application money has to be refunded. But suppose that in case of number of share allotted to a particular shareholder are less than number of shares applied, that is partial allotment. And in case of partial allotment, the excess application money received can be transferred to share allotment account or coming calls account. That is another alternative. Of course, that part is not within your syllabus. That is known as pro rata allotment that we don't discuss right now. But in further studies, you will understand about pro rata allotment. Applications are received for less number of shares than the shares issued is called under subscription. In this case, if the company gets less than 90% of the numbers of called up shares through public subscription, then the company has to refund entire amount received on application of shares. Now, in case of under subscription, suppose that company has issued 10,000 shares number of applications received are less than 10,000. Suppose that number of applications received are for 9,500 shares. So company has received 95% of the total applications that company intended to issue. So 95% subscription is received. Such subscription is known as under subscription. But suppose that company has received only 8,500 shares. 85% of the applications are received. In such situation, the number of applications received are less than 90%. All application money with all 85% applications received means all 8,500 applications that has to be refunded by the company, because the subscription received from the public is less than 90% of the number of shares that company intends to issue. So it has to be refunded. Totally refunded. Next. State the types of preferential capital. This we have already discussed in theory part. Following are the types of preference shares: cumulative and non-cumulative preference shares, redeemable and irredeemable preference shares. Now what is, company can never issue irredeemable preference shares. Company has to redeem any existing irredeemable preference shares within a time span of 20 years as per the company law. But for academic interest, we say that there is a possibility of irredeemable preference shares, but it is not legally permitted. So redeemable preference shares and irredeemable preference shares, participating and non-participating preference shares, convertible and non-convertible preference shares. These various types of preference shares we have discussed in theory section, so I don't repeat. Next. What is cumulative preference shares? In any year, the dividend on preference shares is not paid due to insufficient profits or due to inadequate profits. Such areas of dividend get accumulated in case of cumulative preference shares. So unpaid dividend for any year because of inadequacy of profit gets carried forward to the subsequent year for payment. That is known as cumulation of unpaid dividend over years. Such areas of dividend shall be paid together with current year dividend in the year where there is sufficient or adequate profit. So these areas accumulated unpaid dividend for the previous year gets paid in the subsequent years of adequate profit. This is a peculiarity of cumulative preference shares. What is reserve capital? When management of company feels that the called up capital is sufficient for the business needs of the company, and so shares are issued, part of the capital is called up and part of the capital is uncalled. So final call, etc., or first and final call are yet not collected, yet not demanded, and no further capital is required in future. The uncalled capital is converted into a reserve capital by passing a special resolution in the meeting of shareholders, wherein uncalled capital declared to be called up only on winding up the company. This uncalled capital on shares already allotted to the shareholders, for that a resolution is passed that this uncalled capital will be called up only in case of winding up of a company. Winding up of a company is a process by which the corporate existence of the company is brought to an end. Just like company gets a birth by incorporation, company gets a death by winding up and liquidation of a company. So this uncalled capital is called only in the instance of winding up of a company, and that capital which is kept reserved to be called up in the instance of winding up or at the time of liquidation of a company, such capital is known as reserve capital. Capital so reserved is known as reserve capital. This capital can be called only in case of liquidation of a company. Next, RK Limited forfeited 400 equity shares of 10 each held by Mansur for non-payment of allotment money 3 and call money rupees 4. So share of 10, allotment rupees 3, final call rupees 4, 4 plus 3, 7, 7 rupees are not paid. Out of 10, 7 rupees are not paid, 3 rupees are paid, that is with application. Pass necessary journal in the books of company for forfeiture of shares. Share of 10, 7 not paid, 3 paid. Now the called up capital is 10, full amount is called up. So called up capital is to be cancelled. So equity share capital account gets debited at the rate of rupees 10 per share on 400 shares. So equity share capital account debit 4,000. 3 rupees per share has already been received. Capital received is 3 rupees per share. 400 into 3, 1200 is the share forfeiture income which is not refundable in future. So share forfeiture account gets credited with 400 into 3 application money capital receipt. Allotment not received on 400 shares will be credited to share allotment account to square the debit balance of share allotment account. And similarly, final call account is to be credited on 400 shares, the amount that is not received and not receivable at all in future. That's why share final call account also gets credited. Just observe the working as well as entry. 400 shares, share of 10 each. Allotment money 3 rupees per share, 400 into 3. 1200 rupees are not received. Final call rupees 4. 400 into 4, 1600 not received. 10 minus 7. Application money 3 that has been received, that is capital received on 400 shares. So this is capital received, not refundable, transfer to share forfeiture income account. Share allotment not received shall be credited to equity share allotment account. Final call not received shall be credited to equity share final call account, and the called up capital will be debited to equity share capital account. So called up capital 4,000, equity share capital account debit to forfeited shares account, to equity share allotment account credit, to final call account credit. Being narration, being shares forfeited for non-payment of allotment and calls demanded on 400 shares. Next, a shareholder, Mr. Cable, holding 300 shares of rupees 10 each in a Joy Limited. He had paid application money 3 per share, allotment money rupees 5 per share including premium 2. So 5 is the allotment due which includes premium rupees 2. So capital element is what? 5 minus 2, 3. He has paid application money. He has paid allotment money with premium. These shares were forfeited by the company for non-payment of final call. So amount demanded with application 3, capital element. Amount demanded with allotment 5, which includes 2 is the premium element and 3 is the capital element. So total capital element is 3 with application and 3 with allotment. 6 rupees is the capital element. Out of 10, 6 rupees capital element is received. 10 minus 6, 4 rupees capital element demanded with final call is not recovered. Now these shares are forfeited. Entire called up capital is to be cancelled. So equity share capital account is to be debited at the rate of rupees 10 per share on 300 shares, 3,000. Premium already received, credited to security premium account on due basis and has been received, and is now not refundable. So security premium will not be considered in forfeiture entry. Now capital already received with application 3 and with allotment 3, 3 plus 3, 6. 6 rupees is the capital element received that will be credited to equity share forfeiture account on 300 shares. And the final call rupees 4 not received shall be credited to equity share final call account while writing the forfeiture entry. Just observe. 300 shares of rupees 10 each. Application 3 rupees received. That is capital received. Allotment rupees 5, 3 is the capital element and 2 is the premium element. 300 into 3, 900 capital received. 300 into 2, security premium received. Now what is final call? 10 minus 6, 4 is the final call. That has been not received. So 300 into 4, 1200 not received. This is the working that I already explained to you. Now I want to write out the journal entry. The share capital called up gets cancelled, gets forfeited. So equity share capital account gets debited. So equity share capital account debit 300 into 10, 3000. Premium received is not reversed in a forfeiture entry as it is not refundable. So security premium account has no role to play in this forfeiture entry. The capital received 900 plus 900 is credited to share forfeiture account or forfeited shares account. And the final call account is credited with 1200. This is how forfeiture entry gets recorded. Now the narration is 300 equity shares are forfeited for non-payment of final call, rupees 4 per share. Next, GIL Limited issued equity shares of rupees 10 each at a premium of 20%. Share of 10, 20% thereof 2 rupees is the premium. Company forfeited 500 equity shares of Arvind for non-payment of allotment money 4, including premium. So allotment dues are 4, which includes premium rupees 2. So 2 is the capital element. Allotment dues are not received. So 2 is the capital not received and 2 is the premium not received. When the premium is not received and if you forfeit the shares, the security premium account, which was credited to security premium account on due basis, has to be reversed. So security premium account gets debited for the amount that has not been received against security premium demanded on allotment. First call money 3 and the final call money 2.5. Now non-payment of allotment, first call and final call. Past necessary journal entries in the books for forfeiture of these shares. Now see, share of 10 each issued at a premium of 2. With allotment 4 rupees are demanded, which include premium rupees 2. First call 3 and final call 2.5. So 2 is the capital element in 4, 3 is the capital element in first call, 3 plus 2, 5, 5 plus 2.5, 7.5, final call. So 7.5 rupees capital element not received. 2 rupees premium element not received. So 7.5 capital element, 10 minus 7.5, 2.5 is the application money. Application money has been received. So out of 10 capital, 2.5 capital with application has been received. 7.5 capital element is not received with allotment first call and final call. Premium rupees 2 on allotment demanded has also not been received. Now 2.5 per share capital received on how many shares? 500 shares. That is a share forfeiture income. The premium not received will be debited to security premium account. Called up capital gets cancelled. So on 500 shares at the rate of rupees 10% equity share capital account gets debited. The allotment dues not received on 500 shares at the rate of 4 per share has to be credited to equity share allotment account. Same way, first call and final call not recovered and not recoverable even in future has to be credited to respective call accounts. Observe the working. Allotment 4 not received. So 1000 capital element not received, premium not received. First call 3 on 500 shares not received. Final call 2.5, 500 into 2.5 not received. 10 minus 7.5, 2.5 is the capital element demanded with application that has been received. So 500 into 2.5, capital received 1250. This is the working which I have already explained to you. Now I want to write down the entry. The capital called up has been cancelled, so equity share capital account debit 500 into 10. Equity share capital account debit. This premium not received has to be reversed. So security premium account debit is 1000. The capital received gets credited to forfeiture account. Allotment not received credited to share allotment account. First call and final call gets credited in the same way. forfeited shares account credit, equity share allotment account credit, share first call account credit, share final call account credit. This is how the forfeiture entry gets recorded. Narration is 500 shares have been forfeited for non-payment of allotment, first call and final call. Next. Forum Mills Limited issued equity shares of rupees 10 each at a discount of 10%. 10 rupees into 10%, 1 rupee is the discount. So 10 is the face value of the share, 1 is the normal discount granted to all as it was offered in prospectus. 9 rupees is the amount cash received recoverable from the shareholder. Company forfeited 800 equity shares of a shareholder for non-payment of final call rupees 3 per share. Now see, share of 10, 1 is the discount, now 9 rupees is the amount cash to be recovered. Out of that final call 3 rupees is not recovered. So out of 9, 3 is not recovered. So capital received is 9 minus 3, 6 rupees. And the discount allowed is 1 rupee per share. These shares are forfeited. So called up capital is to be cancelled. 10 rupees is the capital to be cancelled. So equity share capital account debit 800 into 10. Now discount that was allowed at the time of original allotment gets disallowed. So equity share discount account is to be credited at the rate of rupees 1 per share on 800 shares. So equity share discount account is to be credited. The capital received is rupees 6 per share. The capital received is now not refundable on forfeiture of shares. So share forfeiture account is to be credited with 800 into 6 and the final call rupees 3 not recovered will be credited to equity share final call account 800 into 3. Let us start. 800 shares of rupees 10 each. Final call rupees 3. 800 into 3 not received. Now share of 10 each. 7 is the amount including discount. So 6 is the capital element and 1 is the discount element. On 800 shares. 800 into 1. This was the discount originally allowed. Now gets disallowed on forfeiture entry. And the capital recovered 800 into 6. 8 6 are 48, 4,800 capital received that is to be credited to forfeited shares account. Now called up capital is to be cancelled. Equity share capital account debit to equity share forfeiture account credit to equity share final call account 2,400 to discount that gets disallowed. Equity share discount account credit. This is how the forfeiture entry gets recorded. Now you know how to write narration, so I don't. Next. Modi Limited issued equity shares of rupees 10 per share called up against shareholders on application 2.5. 2.5 demanded with application. Application 2.5 per share, allotment 3 per share, first call 2.5 per share. So 3 rupees demanded with allotment and with first call 2.5. On final call rupees 2 per share, a shareholder Jaswant who holds 500 shares, company forfeited his shares before making final call. So final call is yet not demanded and the shares are forfeited for non-payment of allotment money and first call. Now see, final call is not demanded. What is the final call amount? The final call is 2 rupees per share. Share of 10, final call 2. Not demanded. So called up capital is 8. So in a forfeiture entry, 8 rupees per share called up capital is cancelled. So equity share capital account gets debited at the rate of 8 rupees per share on number of shares forfeited. So equity share capital account debit 500 into 8. Now what has not been paid? Allotment and first call. Non-payment of allotment and first call. Application has been paid. So 2.5 per share has been paid. So on 500 shares at the rate of 2.5 capital that has been received, that will be credited to share forfeiture account or forfeited shares account. Allotment not received will be credited to equity share allotment account and the first call not received shall be credited to equity share first call account. Observe it. 500 shares, 2.5 application, allotment, first call and final call. Before demanding final call, the shares are forfeited. Notice it. 500 into 3. Allotment not received. 500 into 2.5. First call not received. 500 into 2.5 application received. This is the capital receipt that will be credited to forfeited shares account. This will be credited to equity share allotment account, and this will be credited to first call account. But notice, the called up capital that gets cancelled, equity share capital account is debited with all these three numbers. Equity share capital account debit to equity share forfeiture account, to allotment account, to first call account. This is how forfeiture entry gets recorded. Now you know how to write the narration. This is how this sum has been solved and is explained to you. In this section, we have recorded forfeiture entries under various situations. I have tried to explain you while reading the sum. Once again, the same concepts are explained to you by preparing detailed working note. You are advised not to prepare this type of detailed working note because it may be time wasting for you. But conceptual clarity will be quite clear with this type of working note, and that's why I have prepared. This is teacher's presentation. Now the student's presentation in the examination, the student is required to present this precisely in the examination. I think you have followed all this sum. Thanks to all of you.